We're off and away on the ocean with our pirate ship. I'm leaving Rockport Harbor on this solo adventure, heading across the open ocean each morning, traveling while the seas are calm. Harbor hopping my way hundreds of miles down the coast of Maine to finish up in Harpswell after 7 days of adventure. We're fishing for tuna on the pirate ship! Ah! It's a beautiful day! Woo! Try not to fall over the side. Oh yeah, it's done. Got it! Got it! Yes! Got him, cowboy! I should have put that rain suit on. I knew it. That's a big one. We got a squid. Woo! We're off and away, leaving Rockport Harbor. We're gonna spend 7 days on the ocean, 7 days at sea, Waterworld Season 3 Survival Challenge, Solo Survival Challenge. I'm all alone. I left Butter at home, nobody up my sleeves. Oh well, we do got Jim with us. Right, Jim?
Hey, what's it? Yeah, I'm coming. What am I? Nobody?
I didn't feed him enough, so hopefully we can catch some food and we can get some skin on those bones for Jim, because it's gonna be a hungry trip otherwise. I did bring some ingredients, and we've been at it for about a week now, grinding really hard, painting the decks with new paint so the non-skid is good to go, because we got a crazy rigs here. We got a tuna rig here for when we go out to the islands where the tuna are, so we might catch a big bluefin tuna. So we're gonna keep baiting all the traps, bringing them with me, moving from harbor to harbor, lobstering each morning, and then traveling to a new harbor while the sea is calm, because, well, we don't want to get out there in some crazy chop. This is not meant for that. But right now, we gotta find some bait so we can catch some striper, catch some lobsters, and make ourselves a delicious dinner and a nice quiet cove to have our first night in. Nothing on the fish finder just yet, so we'll cruise around, look for something popping on top. I'm feeling really good about this. I was pretty nervous when I was getting it all set up that the deep sea could be pretty, like, deep.
Wow, that's deep.
Rogue waves, weird things happen. But if we travel in the morning, it's supposed to be 5 to 10 knots the entire time. The other cool thing I found out was my lobster license covers from here all the way to Pemmicood Point in South Bristol, which means my first 4 days I should be able to have my lobster traps in the water, you know, letting them soak each night, moving them with me as I move from harbor to harbor, putting them in, baiting them, and then hauling them in the morning before I move to the next place. That, and I want to get a nice lobster. I did the lobster claw when I did the tiny houseboat, but I haven't been able to do a whole one. So I brought some molding clay, and like I did the crab for Ivan Kilcher, put it into the molding clay. We got all kinds of cool adventure. We even got a big spar that I took from my old property up in Appleton, and it was a big giant boom. I cut it in half, and I got some stuff so I could mount it on the deck and some sailcloth. So if we get stuck in a harbor on a rainy day, I could spend the day mounting that on the deck and then sitting in the cabin and stitching up a sail for it. Like I have a big jib from one of these sailboats that just been in my back storage for a while, and I was thinking I could stitch that up into a small square sail, and then it'll be a real pirate ship and we'll be sailing.
If I was a pirate, a real pirate, I wouldn't have girls on board.
I might be talking a lot because I'm nervous. I said I'm all ready for this, but now that we're started out, this is a lot. You know, the ocean is huge, right? And even though we're gonna be traveling when it's calm, if something happens, what if a giant cruise liner comes by and just steamrolls me, and, you know, I'll gotta be like right here, right on the spot, like pay attention all times. This isn't goofing around on a lake, or if I go in, I have, you know, I could float there all day long and make it to shore, because it's a lake. Going in without a life jacket on, I screw up, and I'm not wearing it now. It's down below. Something happens. I got one in there too, I think, and better check. Nope, I don't. It's down below. I gotta put one up there. I go in without the life jacket on, you know, probably got 30 minutes, you know, really pushing it, being really disciplined, working really hard, paddling really hard to stay warm before, you know, you might faint and fail, you know.
Jack! Jack! Jack!
we made it out to my favorite cove, kind of behind the hospital in Rockport. No sign of mackerel. I don't know if they moved into deeper water or what, or I passed over them, missed them. We need bait, one way or another. Bait for the lobster traps. I mean, I could haul them and I may find a lobster in there, but if I throw them back down without any bait in them, that's kind of a waste of time. The water is like crystal clear today. It's so beautiful. I can see so many things. I've never seen it this clear, or maybe I've just never been this high above looking down in. I love being out here on the water and just looking at the surface, and even if they're not surfacing, large schools of mackerel and fish will create such a disturbance that creates like either a smooth layer or a riffled layer or something that's different from what the wind is doing, and you'll be able to spot them. Unless they're down, you know, 5 or 10 feet, then you don't get that kind of opportunity to spot them. You gotta pass over top of them and see them on the Garmin fish finder thing. Well, we can haul my trap. Let's see if we struck out there. Well, that cove was a bust, and so is the GoPro. I've been doing this thing where I go like this and put it over my head so it's not like in front of me on my chest. And I don't know if the bracket broke or what, but I flipped it over my head. I heard it go tunk, 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 and then splash. It's right off of that point. So maybe I can go get it at low tide, dive down. It was like 30 feet right there.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Larry the Lobster here. I just found a GoPro, so I'm gonna film my fitness journey over the next 30 days while I shed and get shredded.
We are already down 2 cameras because the other one just said errors and that it wasn't reading the batteries and all that stuff. And that one shut down. So we're down 2 cameras already, and we only started, and all we have is this one. So and that's like hard to film everything all the time with the big camera. Not cool. I mean, we haven't even gone out. One might say that's a little bit of portent, so that like things are not going well.
And if I were you, I'd quit yapping and start working.
Oh, great. They caught up on, he's got floating line on the top or something. This, whoever's lobstering here. I passed one back there and just barely dodged it. You see the buoy, and so you're like, okay, avoid it. But as the tide's changing, the buoy was there, and the line is over here floating on the just below the surface, and I just caught it on the motor. Since I had the motor stopped, it may just pull around it. And it may just rip my Garmin right off of there. Is it gonna pull around? No, it's wedged up under the motor. Let's see what we're working with here. Oh, we got a polar can if we need it. I'm gonna have to lift the motor, which means climbing in here. What else can I lose over the side? That off. Take my hat off. Sunglasses. Alright, we should be good. I haven't actually had to do this yet. Raise the motor while it's in here. That should do it there. Okay. How do you raise the motor? Must be because it needs to be in gear, but there should be a trigger. I don't want to cut the person's line just because they got their stuff all rigged up funny. There we go. Now that it's in gear, it should be able to flip the lever and flip up the motor. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a hydraulic one. Alright, there we go. Alright, I got the motor up, but it's not clicking home. I can sit on it, maybe. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can knock his rope off. We're super tight because we're actually anchored to his buoy. There we go. There we go, she's free. Hey, if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it, right? I feel like Tom Hanks at this point with Money Pit, everything going wrong. Just like I want to do that. If I knew how to do that laugh. That's actually a pretty good impression. Just hyperventilating because like it's just so. I felt like for a second there things wiggled when I dropped the motor down. I thought for sure I was gonna like let the motor down a little hard and I was just gonna go bloop and over the side. Consider it all joy, my brethren, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. Hey, just because everything's going wrong, we don't believe in omens. We believe in Jesus. And we're gonna keep going. All right, let's make a cup of afternoon coffee. Oh, we're getting rocked. Bought a bag of the everyday dose here for coffee because just having too much coffee, afternoon coffee and stuff like that, just doesn't feel as good as it used to. I think it's just doing it too much and it's not as enjoyable. So I thought maybe the mushroom coffee, a little vanilla, and a little heavy cream. And so far, several of those mushroom coffees I've had, oh, every single one of them, like so delicious. And I don't care to have cream and sugar or milk and stuff in the morning either, so without a little bit of that vanilla or dash of stevia or something, you know, cream to turn it into that latte-ish type thing, which I don't really crave except for in the afternoon. Don't ask me why I feel a point of telling you every one of my inner thoughts right now. I guess being alone, not having somebody else to talk to, means you're stuck with me. And just me, solo. I'm gonna finger test this first. Yep, that's gonna burn through my tongue and out the other side of my head. I'll have to let that cool off. Let's get back to motoring to catch those fish. Alright, made it over to the lighthouse. Time to check our traps. I caught some pogies and baited the traps the day before. Unfortunately, all that footage and some of the other footage that we had about like fixing up the pirate ship and making some small modifications, which was all kind of boring, ended up getting lost with that other GoPro. But we did end up still having this footage, which is pretty cool. It's always fun to see them climbing around in there and doing their thing. Can we get it? There we go. Pretty choppy out here. Lobster. We got one. Woo! Come on, don't be a female with a claw. Good. It's a female. No notch, no eggs. That's a keeper. Oh yeah. All right, we got a keeper. Nice female. Double check again, no notch, no eggs, and it's a female because of the little swim fins. Yeah. Yeehaw! That's one. We got dinner! We got dinner! Ah! And a whole mess of crabs again. Some of these with pretty big claws, but one lobster is enough. So I'm gonna get rid of all these guys. This one. This guy's a monster. Look at the size of that guy. I mean, his claws got about the same amount of meat as the lobster claws. But I'm not. I think since we still have a bunch of bait in the other trap, I'm gonna steal some of that out of here and put them both back in. The other two aren't really worth checking unless we're gonna put some bait in them. I mean, that was 2 pogies yesterday for 1 lobster. That's a trade I'm willing to make every day of the week, you know? Of course, put these back down, maybe we'll get lucky. We'll get another lobster tomorrow. What I really want is, I haven't once this year but caught 1 or 2 mackerel. I want to catch, half a dozen mackerel and go start chucking them live by the shores, live lining them, catch a nice striper. I know they're here. Perfect spot to put this one back in. Oh, forgot I wanted to clean the line. Here goes the other one.
In the end, I decided to use the trolling motor to scoot over and check the other traps. Even though they weren't baited really well, the trolling motor makes it super easy. Unlike using the motor on the boat, I don't have to run up to the helm and then try to run back down and grab the buoy before I float past it. Unfortunately, they were empty except for this 1 lobster, which was too small, and I threw him back.
Well, that's pretty slick. There goes all my messy deck. Get my... Oh, I gotta trim that hose down, but... Boom, back to a clean deck. Now let's find those. I swear after doing the duct tape boat, I had nightmares about the seagulls just wah, 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 wah. It was so loud, a whole day of that in the sun and beating down on me and just making that duct tape boat and then paddling to shore. Keep oversteering, trying to do everything at once is so hard. Stay at the right angle. That's about as jouncy as I want to get. I got a feeling like if anything looks like it is right now, I need to stay in the harbor, because that means that there's plenty of opportunities for like bigger waves and splashes that add up. Because he came across this way and the waves are going that way. They added up together and I was like, oh. Got one. I don't think we got a full stringer, but I think we got more than one. Now, can we get them all the way up onto the deck here with the fishing them from the upper deck? That'll be the question. Hey, see, that's all we had to do is come over here to the lighthouse side. We got a lobster, we got some mackerel. I see 2. I see 2. Maybe 3. Oh man, wouldn't that be great? Oh, hopefully they didn't tangle my stringer up. Oh, 4. Can I land them all the way up here though? That's a lot to ask for. Oh, 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 oh. We got fish on the deck. Fish on the deck. Fish. Fish all over the deck. Big ones too. Long enough to turn them into either bait or striper. 4. We got bait. They really don't. I mean, this works, but without it being a round bin for them to keep moving really quickly, the way mackerel do, they don't. The bigger ones don't last so long here already. This guy, you know. So we gotta choose to get him on the hook. Let's take him over to the cove. See what we could do with him over there where it's a little calmer. I need a break from all this. Evening, nighttime, and first thing in the morning. 4 o'clock, that's where our wind is. So we gotta figure out how we're gonna be doing this. I shouldn't be out here in the middle of the day trying to achieve anything, because that's just gonna be, it's gonna be messy like this. we got a Carolina rig. Just a small weight, just to keep that mackerel down. And nice big circle hook there. We'll put one of our mackerel on that, get them right out there to start with. And then we'll put the other one on a slip bobber so he stays just off the bottom. Yeah, they seem like they're all pretty decent. Get him on a hook. Get him out there. We'll put him out there a little ways. The boat's going by way out there. Bring just enough waves in. It's like, that was one of my biggest worries about all this. Is like, can I survive this many days? I know the boat can, but can I mentally handle all of this? Will I just go like nuts having to deal with it all? It's so clear right now. Can't really show you because I don't have a GoPro. I can't dunk this under there. Oh, I can dunk my phone in.
What could possibly go wrong, eh?
At the risk of losing my phone as well. As long as you don't plug the charging port in, I turn it like this, then it should be fine. Oh, the sea's going up and down so much, so it's hard to... Ah! No, I didn't want to get the charging port wet. Alright, get that bobber set up with the second one, so we're really fishing. Alright, first thing, I don't just use the bobber, I use a slip bobber, that way I can get it down too accurately off the bottom. So we gotta put a little slip stopper. Alright, slip stopper. Then a bead. There, and that'll hit the bead, which can go through your rod when you're casting it. That little thing. There's rubber ones that I use, or there's knot versions with a little teeny rope that you put on there and it ties a knot around it. And we put the bobber. And we'll put our swivel. And then our hook, and then our mackerel. Big hook, big mackerel, hopefully big bites. Perfect. Little bit of lobster, little bit of lobster, little bit of water for a little lobster. There we go. Put this here. Get started. Hey, little buddy. You ready? There. Put him to sleep. And I already tried 3 mackerel. They all kind of went really quickly. But a little fried up mackerel would be pretty tasty to go along with it. There we go. Now we can see. And I'll just go like that. And like that. Oh, I did it wrong. If I cut through the neck just right, I could pull the spine and everything right out of there. Instead, I have to do it in 2 steps now. Not a big deal. Sometimes it works really well, and sometimes it doesn't. So I just kind of... This is one of the times it doesn't. Kind of split it open with my fingers, all that pressing, and then just use my fingers to try to get the bones out. Wow, that did not work at all. There we go. And now there's still a bunch of little bones. So I gotta try to pull those out by hand. So you feel down it, find the bones, pick and pull, pick and pull. If you can smoke it. Oh, you woke up. Hey, go back to bed. If you can find all these rib bones, then you don't have to eat any. Personally, I don't prefer to eat a bone, but I'm not afraid to eat a fish and get a bone every once in a while. The smaller bones are impossible to get, almost. But smoking it would get rid of it. And now, I sliced out the fin. This side has the fin still on it. On here, there's the spinal fin thing. So I just slice down a slit. Gotta sharpen this knife. I like these little teeny serrated knives, but it's not sharp. So there we go. We got a nice fillet, skin on. Alright, where do you think you're going? Your time is up. Right there. Stay. Oh. Oh. It's okay. It's gonna be over in a second. We got our catch and cook that we sell on our website. Fowler's MakeryMischief.com or Fowler.shop, which will get you there if you just remember that.
Today's video is brought to you by Fowler's MakeryMischief.com, where every purchase is the beginning of a new adventure, whether it be slingshots, survival gear, or some of our spices that you've seen on the adventures. As well as some brand new stuff, our Hawaiian gyutakus that are made up from the prints of all the fishes that I've caught over the last year. Check out the link in the description below, or use our shortcut by typing in fowlers.shop.
I wonder if anybody makes like a batter that gives you a beer batter without the beer, like it's got the yeast in it to make the fluffiness or something. That'd be kind of neat. I'll have to look that up. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. So I don't drink beer, so, you know. I like to just do it dry, but you can totally go and put some dry on it, like some just flour and salt or this batter. Put it in the egg, and then more egg will stick to it better, and then back into the dry again. You get a pretty good result, but I'm happy with just a single dry pass. Ooh, and we got tzatziki as a great fish tartar thing for, oh my goodness, it's so good. Ooh, lobster's looking good. Oh, look. Needed to be, go down to medium. Finding it hard to, I'm doing all this hand stuff in front of the camera because it's like every time you want to like move the camera back to yourself, I gotta like pop it off the stand and turn it around, and yeah, I don't know. I usually have the GoPro on one thing and then the camera on myself, so I can do it all with two cameras. You probably don't notice that. So it makes it so much harder to do this when all I got is one. We got that. Now we need our tzatziki out of the cooler. Ooh, I should toss a piece of this in there with the lobster. Everything's cool enough. Might be time to change out the freezer packs. I have the Ingle freezer packs that they sent with these coolers. And what I did is I got dry ice and I put it in a whole separate cooler. And then I put the freezer packs in there to freeze them up. The dry ice would get all like, I don't know, a little bit much in here. And I have to like keep a space from the stuff. I like keep it away from my stuff so it doesn't freeze my vegetables. So I figured out putting the dry ice to freeze the cooler packs, and then put the cooler packs in here. And just keep exchanging. And the problem is all we can get is pelletized dry ice. And it's evaporating a lot quicker than I thought it would. I don't know if we're gonna make it through the whole trip with that particular dry ice. So we'll have our tzatziki on our fish, lobster with a little bit of butter. We need to make a little foil boat for it. Check our lobster. Boom, antennas pop off. He's all done. She's all done. Actually, it was a she. Was a she. So we'll just, oh, she's hot. She's hot. Hot tamale, hot tamale. Ooh, ooh, oh, 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 oh. Ha, 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 ha. Oh, cool off out here. The longer I let that sit on here, the more electricity I use up. Right now, let's see, we got 77. It was 100% this morning. And after charging from the sun, and now we're only making 52 watts of light energy with the two panels, and we only got 2.3 hours. So if I'm gonna use the Makery for stuff, I probably should save it for intentional cooks, like sauteing, things like that I'm going for a controlled temperature. Just for plain boiling things, this is gonna really suck it down. If I do this for 20 minutes, I use 2 hours. If I use it for like 30 minutes like I have, I will use like a sixth, I think somewhere around like a sixth or an eighth of the thing for every 20 minutes I'm trying to use it. Actually not so bad. So maybe we'll just leave the corn in the pan and set that to the side. Good thing we're not worried about singeing our countertop. And let the pan cook it. Try to be as efficient as possible. And then we can put our other pan on. And we'll do medium high. Start. Medium high. Oh, I can put the butter in there too. Not enough hands. Maybe I should have taken one of the guys with me. They said they wanted to come, and I was like, I just want to do it solo. I had so much fun on the Rock, and a couple other times recently, you know, the e-bike. You know, not to ruin it, but Grant was following as a follow car for the e-bike thing, but like, we didn't hang out or anything. Put that on there. Throw that into the hot pan. That should melt the butter still. If this was History's Alone show, they would be like, 1/3 of Fowler's calories are from butter.
They're not wrong.
Looks to be like 3 feet deep right back there, and it's gonna go down another foot. And the winds have changed, and now they're coming this way, and it's not so calm in here. After dinner, I think we'll find somewhere else to go. But I'm gonna pull up on it gets deeper that way really quick. I'll pull up on the anchor line. That'll bring us forward. I still got enough of an angle. You know how to do an anchor line? I can't remember what it is, like a 3-to-1. So if it's 30 feet, you need 90 feet out. Is that right? I don't know. I'll put it right here. I just know that if an anchor is out at a certain angle, I kind of got a feel for it. That if it's not at least that angle, then you're either going to drag it, or as the tide comes up, you're going to float free and then find yourself settled back somewhere else. If it gets back there, where it gets deep really quickly off the cliff, settled back somewhere else will mean you're bouncing on the rocks and when you wake up or something like that if you get it wrong. So you don't want to get it wrong. And almost there. Oh. That should keep us from bottoming out. Whoa! Whoa, we got a striper. We lost it. That was sweet. That's what we've been waiting for. Put another piece of cut bait on. That live mackerel didn't hit, but this guy did. Man, they love that cut bait on the bottom. They love just taking a piece of the mackerel, cut 1.25 inches of it off, hook it on. Make sure you got about that much hooking. I don't know how we didn't get him. It's these stupid circle hooks. You gotta let him run with it. And I need to get that other reel out with the double action, so he runs with it, and then I come over and then I flip the lock on. Alright. Try again. If at first you don't succeed in all that, rebait and try again. Let's see, how's our fish looking? Looking good, completely cooked and ready to go. Question is, where is our plate? Ha! No sooner said than found, huh? Boom! Got our fish. Mackerel, that looks very friedy. Top clear. Clear. A little tzatziki. It would have been better if I made it myself, but I mean, this stuff's pretty darn good. Lobster butter. Oh, it melted up perfectly. And our corn does feel like it softened up. Cool, we finished our corn. Got that. Got our lobster. It's kind of cooled off a little bit, but she'll still be good. Put it in the warm butter. Not a bad haul for day one. Not a bad haul. Lobster, fried mackerel, tzatziki. Let's say grace. Lord, thank you for this food. Thank you for the fish. Thank you for the lobster and the time in your outdoors. Protect, watch over us. Keep me safe and the boat upright. In Jesus' name, amen. Alright, I'm going to try the fish first. Fish with tzatziki. Oh, that's all time. One of my favorites right there. I think I like it better than tartar sauce because it's got the Greek yogurt for the part of the base of it. So like tartar sauce is really good, but it's a lot of mayo. You know, mayo can be a little heavier, whereas Greek yogurt is a little bit lighter. Mackerel is amazing. I don't know how to explain it. It's just such a good fish. You know, everybody thinks of it as just a bait fish, but smoked and tinned, and he's just as good as trout or salmon, honestly. Let's try our Mr. Lobster here. Let's see. Oh, whoops, wrong way. That's why I was having a hard time. There we go. Push from the tail end forward. And then, oh, a little bit of some of the eggs in there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Why is that butter so sweet and so good? There's a teeny piece. If you haven't seen it before, my Catch and Cook channel, I did a whole breakdown of the lobster. There is a teeny piece in here, but we're gonna eat so much lobster and so much food, it's gonna be way too much. If I eat every little piece of everything, I will eat a little bit of that green tamale, whatever the heck that is there, with the egg right there. Tail is my favorite part. Just something about the tail meat. It's just like so good. And these here, you can take those and rolling pin them out and get the stuff out of them, especially if they're soft shell. I don't know if I've ever tried that with a hard shell, but maybe my crab blowing method with the air compressor. If you were to cut the tips of the claws off in a hard shell, you could blow the meat out of it. Seems to be just the right amount of meat there, because it's or meat to soft shell versus hard shell, because when I broke it off, the meat pulled out, and then you can just dip it and eat it. And then I always save this claw, because this little claw from this one, as opposed to the big crusher claw, that is the best meat picker. So you don't even need tools. You get your piece that comes out, and then you use that as your meat picker to pull it out of there, instead of those little metal tools, which I don't even bother to take out of the drawer anymore at home. I just always use that sharp cutter claw. it gets better. Remember that corn? The best thing I've ever had is the corn. Lobster butter. Lobster butter can be pretty darn awesome. But with our maple adobo, limited edition maple adobo that we only put out like every other year now when I'm doing some maple sugar in, and we have some made. I'll put that butter on there. Ooh. And then the maple. Something about corn and the maple adobo are just so good. I've given up on the whole non-sugar lifestyle that I used to try to work so hard towards, and now I just try to do it less. That's kind of gross. I probably shouldn't be doing that. All the fish and stuff on my fingers. I don't know. Whatever. You can eat mackerel raw. I've eaten it raw. Well, now we gotta do our dishes. Frying pan, I'm just gonna wipe this out. My paper towel trash I'm putting into a bag that I've been collecting, and then I throw my bag of paper stuff into the solo stove back there. I'll burn it later. I love this big deep sink. I don't know what to put those in the cooler for chuck cut bait or something. I had bought these for the stealth camper. They're don't require any rinsing, just wipe it out stuff. So if it's not so bad, hopefully I can just wipe them out. I probably will give them a little bit of a rinse. Doesn't seem to cut the grease quite as well as Dawn, but it's doing the job.
Gets grease better than other liquids.
Or baby wipes.
A little saltwater rinse, and they should be just fine. I really should invest in a little pump to pump up some seawater and have a separate spigot for seawater in the sink. Good to go. There, dish is clean. I think it's time to pack it up and head in where it's a little calmer. See if I can't get on some squid right at dark, and then find somewhere to park for the night. Because tomorrow morning we're headed, day 2, out to the islands. As long as it's calm in the morning and it feels like it's safe, we're gonna start the bigger distance traveled each day, each morning at about 4, 5 in the morning, traveling to the islands and then back from the islands and all the way down towards Harpswell. Should be awesome. Oh, my anchor is stuck good. Whew, that anchor is a beast. It's hard to tell if it's stuck sometimes or if it's just weighs a ton, because it's got a ton of mud on it or something. I think it's stuck. And we can pull forward and get past it. Pull it 3. All right, there we go. That worked. Didn't stick under the weight of the whole boat moving forward. She didn't stick. It's still a pig, though. It's still a pig. Help, I'm bringing up half of the seabed seaweed. Eesh. Alright, let's motor in and see if we can't figure out where those stripers are before bedtime. catch one of them. Or some squid for breakfast. Ooh, squid for breakfast. Yum. Love me some squid. One of my favorites. Everything's my favorite. What am I talking about? Mackerel's my favorite. Everything's my favorite. Adventure's my favorite. Motor in, see where the action is now that the tide's on its way back in. See if the action is in there or out there, and we can harbor out there. I'm pretty happy with her. She's handled the sea pretty good. I feel pretty safe about it. And we just gotta go for it. 7 more days further out to sea. Probably shouldn't be talking like that. It's like if the episode's over, I don't know what we're getting up to just yet. That's a cool boat. That looks plenty seaworthy. That's the kind of thing you cross the world on. Back again. Maybe someday we'll really actually learn how to sail and we'll give it a go. I'd need a partner, somebody that was really confident in sailing, that, you know, or just keep learning. And someday I'll be able to do it. I mean, I couldn't have done this right out of high school or after boat building school and just put this together and just headed out to do this. I did want to come back in, like I said, but we did have an opportunity to meet up with Aiden. He's bringing us a new GoPro before I go out for a full 7 days, the rest of the 7 days. And, you know, I don't want to be without a camera to be able to document our adventure. The big camera here, you know, weighs a ton. There's not always a good place for the boat moving to put it on a stand. Every time you put it on a stand, you kind of got to tie it off or risk it smashing if you're not right on top of it. So we're gonna go in and grab the GoPro, the new GoPro from Aiden, and then we should be fully all set with everything we possibly need. Even make it a full day before I broke one GoPro and lost another one. Well, one broke and one went over the side. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Picked up a new GoPro 12, and it's got a little head rig and a stick. And I don't know if it comes, what does it not come with a single battery? That's all right, we got batteries. Let's try not to knock that over the side, huh? So let's make our way to where we're gonna spend the night. Maybe a little slower. Fun thing about a pontoon boat is you can go pretty fast without making a wake. Although, those other people in the lobster boats, when they were cruising out of here, they were just like, whoa, big, everything's like masts moving like 20 feet side to side. So I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know if this makes for an interesting video or not, because this is just, it's so chill. Like I'm cruising along to my next destination. At least on the e-bike, I don't know, we'll see something along the way, I'm sure we always do, but like on the e-bike, it's like you know, like, oh, what treasure are we gonna find every couple seconds? Man, there's ocean treasure. Maybe we'll find something, but like if we see something over there on the rocks, that's like, getting to it means stopping, anchoring, getting the kayak untied, going over with the kayak, trying to get out of the kayak. Well, sometimes it's a little bit splashy over there, and, you know, depending on the tide. It's like not the same thing. It have to be a treasure really worth going after. Alright, it says the wind's coming from the southwest. So that should be perfect. That should make my little cove, like, when the tide comes in and whatnot, like just the most calmest of calms. It's coming, that hill and everything, it'll be 100% most protected place in here, outside of, as far as you can into the harbor, and all the, being the furthest boat in the furthest part of the harbor. The wind's actually blowing all the way in there, straight down in. So this little cove up here, that we were in earlier and struck out at, could be the perfect place to overnight. Pretty calm in here. I got it right. I think I'll anchor up. I am pretty beat. Like, whew. Sweet spot's just over here, but still nothing. Look how small, calm. Totally nailed it. I can see the little bit of riffle from the wind coming from the southwest out here, and then that's dead calm in here. Still about three quarters of a tide to go. But I should be pretty set to anchor over here without having to extend my anchor line and just sit right in there. Nice thing about anchoring when it's low, if you anchor with all your rope out and you're sitting okay, I have to explain that with some diagrams so you guys can understand how tricky this is. Like for instance, like the lake, not a big deal. You put the anchor in, and if it stays still and you're in a little bit of a covey thing, there's no wind, you're not going anywhere, nothing's changing. You know, you're there. You might drift around just because, but you're not going anywhere, right? Whereas here, you know, if I got it wrong, it's too short, the tide comes up, and I float free, and then I just happen to, you know, somewhere out there, smashing against those rocks on the monument out there, and just, you know, then it's a shipwreck survival challenge, not a fun adventure. Although that might be fun, but 16 feet, this is it. This is the spot too. This is the sweet spot. Another aspect about anchoring like this, because I don't have access to the bow of my boat, I do end up with the way the pontoons are, the wind does kind of like, and so I end up a little like 30 degrees into the chop. So when I'm anchored by this thing, instead of being able to anchor at home when I'm moor, I go paddle forward and hook it on. So if I do end up somewhere anchored for a night when it's really choppy, I'm gonna have to paddle forward and connect the anchor line to the front so that I stay as straight into the incoming, and it will ride it out better than being sideways, where then I tend to go like this, where I'm anchored right now to the side. I'll be like, you know, like that during the night if it gets even a little bit choppy at all, or just a little bit of waviness. I don't know why, but I actually do literally think of it like that. Like the anchor line is, when it's like this, it's good. And in my head, I think of it as the down low Nazi. Definitely shouldn't put that in the video. That's just weird places my brain goes. I'm tired. Don't mind me. Let's get a fish back in the water. See what happens. I could get hit in the next 5 minutes, I bet. What's wrong, little fella? He's not so swimmy anymore. Come on. Gotta warm him up. Nope. What I'll do is I'll cut his tail. If he's still lively enough, there's gonna be some fresh blood, like a piece of full mackerel cut bait. Let some scent off, and they'll chow him. Right in my favorite sweet spot, right there. Give it 7 minutes and we get smoked. I set a timer. This is a dream location. So perfect. We're anchored, we're fishing, tide's on its way in, the striper and squid will be coming in. see, how much juice did we use today? Down to 70%. That's pretty good. Pretty good. If we can charge up and then go back down to 70% every day when we hit a cloudy day, we should be okay. Toilet is in here. That's not what we're after. You can hear what we're after. Do you hear that? That's not the toilet hissing. Got foam for the Gyotaku's toilet, extra anchor rope, paper, trash bags for the paper. The toilet paper goes into the trash bag, and then we burn it. We don't put it into here, because this is, opens up like that. Oop, that's not supposed to be open. Down inside of there is coconut husk, and then you turn the lever with your foot there, and it stirs your poos into there, and doesn't smell, and your peas go into there, and as long as they stay separated, it doesn't smell. Right now, like, I've been in boats and worked on boats for years back in the day, and the septics and the poopings and all that stuff. Oh, our timer's going off and we didn't get smoked. But that was only 5 minutes. See if I can turn it off with my nose. I did. We get hit in the next 3 minutes. I wasn't lying. Yeah, so this does not smell. It doesn't smell in here, and that's pretty awesome, right? Oh yeah, our other Engel cooler, and it's hissing because it's got dry ice. This was full of dry ice 24 hours ago, but because it's pelletized, it's able to evaporate from all the way around it. I've had blocks go days and days. So I'm using that to freeze my freezer packs. I'll put those into there, and then put the ones that are in there and refreeze them. I put ice cream sandwiches for 2 days in this cooler, and between these two keep things frozen, and I had ice cream sandwiches for my kids 2 days later that were still good and frosty. There we go. Put those in the bottom. Yeah, I packed. Yes, I did have steak and all kinds of rations. Well, the survival aspect is kind of a loose concept. It's more of a, I'm trying to survive shipwreck and just have fun and catch stuff and add to my meals every time with a catch every day, once a day. Some sort of a catch to go with things. If I don't, you know, maybe I can have a steak wrapped in seaweed and do a seaweed wrapped steak. See if that does something. I don't know. We'll save the nitty gritty for the 30-day survival challenge, Siberia someday. Once that frontier opens back up. There. That'll hopefully help insulate it a little bit, freeze those back up, so tomorrow about this time when I need to switch it out, I should be able to do that, and maybe I get 2 more days worth of freezing those packs up and putting them in there, and then 1, so I get 4 days all together. Oh, we're right close to the hospital in Rockport, so somebody's getting life-flighted. Sounds like somebody's getting a life flight. I hope they're okay. Maybe being taken down to Portland or somewhere bigger. And I was wrong. We didn't get slammed in 7 minutes. It's still floating there. And this one's still out there. Alright. Let's get our camera back up and rolling so we're ready to go. I don't think this is English. 012 number 2 is ready. Go to preview. Got it. Okay. Hey, we're up and running again. We just need an SD card. See that? There's a hole in that fish. I'm pretty sure that kind of a chew hole in the back end of it. That's because it was up off the bottom. I think that's a squid type thing. Let's see if there's a squid down there. Put our little green light in. She's on now. Now we can see if they're coming in. They shoot in around the edges of it. They'll be like zoo, 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 because it attracts the little buglings, and then the squid come and nibble on the little sea buglings or whatever. I don't know. The squid don't. They go to the light to get the stuff that goes into the light. They don't actually like to hang out in the light so much. If that makes sense. Alright, well, part of me really doesn't want to catch a squid, but part of me does, because, like, if I catch a squid, then I've already done half of the fun things. I mean, I can always do them better and in bigger, stellar ways for the trip, but, like, you know, still want to do more over the next 7 days, so. The other reason I don't want to catch one is if I do catch one, I'm going to be tempted to put it on a hook, because once the squid are around, if you're catching squid, there's 99.9% chance I've never had a squid and put it on a hook and didn't have it, you know, bit off or something. Oh, look what I caught. A big old town kayak. Now, that wouldn't be a bad haul. I would be pretty darn happy with that if that was truly what I had caught. Something's chewing on it. Biting whole chunks off of it. What the heck? What is going on down there? Ah, crud. I shouldn't have left the light on. I got some big bug in here. What is he? Is that a bee? Oh! Where is he? Oh, there he is. Ugh. There he is. Oh, jeez, he's a giant horsefly thingy. Nasty. Got him. Jeepers. But is he dead? Nope. There we go. He's frying now. He's frying. I can smell him burning. He's still buzzing. How is he not dying on this thing? This is the executor. I think I finally got him. What is that? Cool bug for my bug collection. Sort of like stingy deer fly thing. It smells like cooked bugs in here though. Captured a bug for my bug board. I used to be obsessed with those bug boards and seeing those things at museums. So when I got older, well, just last year, I decided I'm gonna make a bug board. Now at the lake. It was supposed to be all just the bugs I see at the lake, but I haven't been keeping up with it. So I'll add this guy. All the bugs that bug me and I kill. I pin them up there as little trophies. Okay, we got our little fan. Because we're spoiled, rotten. Fan on low. There we go. Put those on the charge. It is 7 hours till the morning. Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful out. It's cold. It's cool. Comfy. I'm pretty happy with how today turned out. Didn't catch that squid, but hey, we got some mackerel. Could have had a lot more mackerel, but I tried to troll. Lost a GoPro, got a new one. We're all set up. We've tested, gotten back and forth. We're going out to the islands in the morning, and we just have to get up 7 hours from now at 4:30, about 45 minutes before sunrise. Make some coffee, head over, grab our lobster traps, see if we got some more lobsters, and book it before the winds pick back up. We have about an extra hour of leeway before they pick up to where they were this afternoon. 8 miles to 8 or 12 miles, something like that, to where we're gonna go. And then we could try and fish some new waters and see what else we can get up to on day 2. I'm sure it'll be good. I forgot to tell you, this video is brought to you by Fowler's Makery and Mischief, our own website, not some other sponsor. So go find us at fowlers.shop if you just want to type it in, fowlers.shop, or go to that link in the description. Get one of our sweet Gyataku shirts, and if I manage to get a nice, which I will, nice lobster in this trip, I'm going to make a full lobster shirt. Yeah, now I'm actually going to bed. See you guys in 7 hours, or for you, 7 days, because these episodes are coming out once a week. See you on day 2. Fowler out.